to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast with Mike featuring Jay. Of course, Eezus is here. Hello, Eezus.
Shalom, Biggie.
Hi, Jay.
Yo.
How are you, my friend?
Not bad. You?
Oh, good. Good. I wasn't sure exactly how to take us into today's show. Got some things I want to avoid. Those off as long as I can.
Well, we promised the people, Mike.
No, I know. But why don't we do? I might have some poops this weekend. Start there.
Okay.
Babu might be here, and maybe Izzy. As God, I don't know if you saw that. Well, you're not on the book. Fuck the book. But one of Beth's friends went missing in Colorado.
What?
Yeah. You believe her dad called me over the weekend because she was coming home, and he's like, "Hey, are you picking her up at the airport?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll pick her up." He says, "Well, I just thought you should know before you do that a good friend of hers from high school, maybe even a boyfriend, I'm not sure exactly, but an old boyfriend or something, has gone missing in Steamboat Springs, is it? Steamboat, Colorado? Whatever.
That's what those posts are about?
Yes,
dude,
I know.
I feel shitty because, dude, I saw
Steamboat
him,
Springs.
and I just kind of was like, I don't know what this is.
You're like,
but
fuck
whatever.
this guy. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't know that guy.
I don't know.
Doesn't affect my bottom line.
A lot of people share stuff on social media all the time.
I know.
Dude.
It's going around our fan pages and stuff. That's why I wanted to mention it, because I know there's tons of stuff like lost dog, lost cat. You know,
Keep your eyes out in case he's made it to Detroit.
yeah, I lost $1. If you see it, let me know. You know, there's all kinds of shit that gets cluttered up in that stuff. But yeah, Matthew Shelter's apparently a really good dude, and just search efforts going on. And one of those, like, I guess he worked at a bar or a restaurant, steakhouse or something out there. And I don't know what I expect you to do about this, Jay. I'm assuming you don't have time to fly out to Colorado this weekend
Unfortunately, no.
to help with the search effort. But one of those where it's like, here's a grown adult. You know, he's 38 years old and leaves work sometime after midnight and never shows back up at home.
What day? How long?
Dude, it's been like 8 days, like last Tuesday or something. And that never sounds good. And apparently, like an outdoorsy guy camping, lives along a river, you know, there in Colorado, probably gorgeous area. But, you know, so she was talking about joining a rescue, but there's people flying in from all over to help, and they're dividing the area up and trying to raise money for search efforts. Like, holy
She had
shit.
good luck last time she searched. Remember? She searched for a poops out in the woods in Northville and
was
found
that
it.
Potato? Might
Yeah, I
have been
believe it
Potato.
was.
Yeah, remember? Yeah,
What's
Potato
the
was
real name of the dog? You guys always give extra names these things. What,
Yeah.
what would we know the dog as?
Potato. I think it was Potato, right, E?
That's all I remember his name, man. I'm sure there was another name.
They
but
gave it a stupid name, the new owners. Remember, didn't they name it like Popeye or something? And you were like, no, you cannot name that dog
No,
Popeye.
I thought I remembered doing that to the name Potato, but okay.
I'm pretty sure it was Potato. There was Peter, please, Peter, and then Potato. But yeah, Potato was with the new owner for, I don't know, 10 minutes.
That's
It was
right.
like, fuck this,
And
I'm
he took
out.
off.
Gone like a lightning bolt. And then what did it take, like 4 days to find Potato buried in the woods somewhere?
Beth pitched a tent at like 8 Mile and Merriman
Yeah.
and searched, but found him.
Yeah.
Found her or whatever.
Well, hopefully they have better luck with Matthew out there. Like, I know that's up in the air whether I'll have the poops this weekend or not. But terrible story. So if you see it going around, I know there's not much people can do here in Michigan, but if you can donate
Thoughts,
a few
prayers,
dollars
and all that shit.
yeah, that always helps. And I suppose, and you know, yeah, keep them in your thoughts. And if you see the thing going around, share it. I guess that's the thing people can do most. E, would you please give me a fucking clock?
I can't. It didn't.
God damn him
It
to
didn't
hell.
come right
God
out.
damn him to hell.
Straight to hell.
didn't-
My bones are aching, Eezus.
The app that normally just opens up into it didn't. So it's at 4 minutes.
But he had the wherewithal to set his clock on his phone. Look at that.
Ugh, unreal.
All right, we've delayed long enough,
Yeah.
haven't we?
Speaking of God damn you to hell, did you see one of Trump's guys who is so pissed off at the shit that's going on them. He's like, I've spent $125,000. My kid's future is in jeopardy. I've got an elderly father. God damn you to hell.
Who? What are you talking about?
One of his guys that's part of the Russia investigation. He's like, this is a bullshit witch hunt. You know it. You lost an election. Deal with it. I'm out $125,000. God damn you to hell.
Yeah, it's kind of a drop the mic. I'm done. I'm done with this.
I just love God damn you to hell.
Yeah.
It reminds me of you. You say it a lot. God damn you to hell. But it's really a powerful statement. So, yeah. Last thing, housekeeping. I did want to mention this. Thank you to everybody that sent well wishes, thoughts. I appreciate you mostly sending just thoughts and leaving the prayers out. I got a lot of in shits. I appreciate that. But I got one from Kim. Sending warmest wishes for a speedy recovery. This one I actually got prayers too, thoughts and prayers, and all
But you
that
don't want
shit.
the prayers.
Hopefully
Leave
you're
your
feeling better.
prayers. He doesn't want them. He doesn't need them.
Your monsters miss you too. It's okay, Jay. It's all right. Get well. It's got a puffy thing and a sticker. 2 2s and a 1 inside. The greatest cards ever. You can keep thoughts and prayers. Just send 2 2s and 1s.
Nice.
And I was nice enough to share with the class.
Easily divisible. 2 to me, 2 to Mike, 1 to E.
Yeah, of course. All right.
All right. So I think we should set the table on this a little bit because anybody coming in blind
Gross.
to this show might be deeply
Horrified
troubled,
today.
deeply troubled by what's about to occur.
Yeah.
So I think we should remind everybody that there was an investigation into a music teacher in California concerning some flutes that he distributed to several school districts.
So now these are the ones that we all got. Do they call them recorders? or flutes?
Recorders, flutes. They're not the, like up to the side of your head flute. You always do the wrong hands for the flute.
I
dude.
do?
Yeah.
No, I don't. No. How does it go? I'm doing this.
Left hand forward, right hand. Left hand toward you, right
Don't yell
hand
at
forward.
me, Dad. Okay, got it.
Why do you always say "don't yell at me" when I'm just simply instructed? It's like you're coming. Don't yell at me, dude. Yeah, there you go. Boom.
Okay, all right,
That's
I got
that's
it.
the jazz flute. That's not what we're talking about. We're
Okay.
talking about a recorder.
This is the one where you go
Recorder style.
home with a note on Friday, and you need to come back with a signed piece of paper and like $3.
Yes,
and they give you the wood.
They're always very reasonable because they want you to get into the flute and they
And
want
no
you
one
to be able
does.
to take it home and learn Ode to Joy or hot cross buns.
of course.
So this is the deal. The guy gives out all these flutes, a music teacher, school districts in Fountain Valley, Los Angeles, etc. But they end up all sending home statements to parents notifying them of an ongoing investigation.
Yeah.
And
There
then
was a couple stories at this time. Wasn't there another teacher that was giving out cookies that he
That
sprinkled
was,
with
that was a
semen?
couple years before. The
Was it?
notification stated that the investigation involved an unnamed music teacher described as an independent contractor. It's
Okay.
fitting. They're,
Yep,
arm's
arm's
length.
length.
Who administered a music program for the students at some schools. It was called Flutes Across the World. The
Oh,
investigation
yeah.
the investigation ensued. They were working with local law enforcement because reading between the lines, they heard that there was these flutes were potentially contaminated with bodily fluids. One of the parents, Nate, a parent whose child attends one of the elementary schools, said, most likely it's not sweat, okay?
Yeah.
A couple other parents who asked not to be named said it was disgusting and made them sick to their stomachs. It was not immediately clear what triggered the investigation, and that's why we're here today.
Yes.
Because
Do you
we
remember?
speculated, how the fuck would anybody find out that semen was on these flutes?
Yeah.
You know as well as I do. The little sweet pie took it home. The mom put it in her mouth.
Didn't we find out that a mom did? Or did we make that up?
We made that up.
We did.
It's
Okay.
not immediately clear what triggered. It has to be that, right? A mom throws it in her mouth to play hot cross buns, and
Or a
she's
kid
going,
with 2 dads. Wait a minute. This tastes a little salty, and
And so the speculation further ensued. Really, would that? I mean,
it seems like a thin glazing.
yeah, thin glazing
would just you would think it was part of the packaging.
would
or
it be
something,
identifiable?
You know? Yeah.
At which time, Isis, being a good boy that he is,
That is not true that I
volunteered to
volunteered
take part in a bit of a science experiment.
Yeah. And so we just assumed that mom went, let me see it, and went, oh God, this has cum for sure. Immediately knew what it was, called it out, and now it is seminal fluid that was on those flutes. So someone tasted it, recognized cum, and that's what leads us to today. And so, was this part of a?
No, it was not.
It was just totally separate.
This is you guys.
What are you talking about?
Well, I was wondering if this was part of a thing, like, oh, if I hit
No,
this
it
level
was
of money,
not.
or if
Right,
it was
this
just
is not part of E's fundraising efforts. This is just E making good on a bet, essentially. You know?
Yeah.
He said he'd do it. And
Yeah,
here he is
I
finally
you
doing it.
guys badgered me into it. It wasn't like I just said,
fair
Not
enough.
true.
Okay.
Not true.
Fair enough.
Nope, I'm not going to accept that.
I possibly badgered. I'm okay with that.
I'm
I
just
wouldn't
saying, it
expect him
wasn't
to
like I
leap
said-
off the page and want to taste cum. I wouldn't, but with
That's
a
all
little
I'm trying
nudging.
to say.
Yeah, he's game. He's game for it. He'll eat rabbit shit. Why wouldn't he taste cum? And so, being the team player that I am, I provided a little bit of a
Some omission.
sample. Yeah, a little bit of a sample. I had some help with drawing.
If you remember in that discussion too, I did not want it. I wanted you to be a hand job, if I remember correctly.
It wasn't a hand job.
You son of a bitch.
Well,
you liar.
know.
Why the hell does it matter? You didn't take it from a seeping vagine, did you?
No,
That's
Okay.
what, well, that's what I didn't want.
I did not
guess.
wring it out of a fucking vagine.
Yeah.
That's
hanging
mainly
like
what
a
I didn't
sleeve of a
want.
wizard. No, I withdrew with plenty of time. We all know how this goes.
Okay, that's fine.
So anyway, now we've got two recorders, flutes, if you will, sitting here. One has been, and I mean generously bathed in seminal fluid. Generously bathed. Now, I don't know if at first glance he'd be able to go, oh, now it's the one with cum on it. So I do have a blindfold. Do you think we apply a blindfold so that it's a straight?
Yeah.
He's doing Coke
Make
and
this-
Pepsi
make
test
this
right now.
scientific, yeah.
Okay. All right. Ease this. Put your. Ease this. Earmuffs.
Just, 1 second, man.
All right, what do we got?
Earmuffs.
No, just show me which one.
No. I just wanted to say, like, dude, when cum sits in the fridge for like a month,
Yeah.
it doesn't look the same as it did when it first came out of the vessel. You know what I mean?
Does it matter to what we're doing here?
Nah,
Close my
probably
ears,
not.
you
Okay.
Son of a bitch.
I mean,
But,
it didn't turn green or anything, did it?
Not green, but not
Blue?
Fucking asshole.
really. Yeah.
Shit.
It kind of globbed and like.
You fucking
No, but no.
This is bullshit.
Ease this. Shh. I told you earmuffs.
I know,
Everything's
well, I told you
fine.
I didn't have them yet, and then you just started talking. So.
Wow, really? Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So we don't know. I can't tell at first glance which one. Should we take a picture of this before? Before Easus licks it clean.
I don't have to lick it. That's not what it has to do. I just have to put it in my mouth as if I was playing it.
I want you to play an Op 38
I
D
don't know
major
how to
too, E.
play
Okay.
anything.
Op
so.
38 D major.
That's the other thing. I don't have to lick this thing. I just have to place it in my mouth as if I was playing the flute.
All right, Jay. Which one should we go with first? I'll let you choose. Okay. All right. Easus is blindfolded, right? Should we film this too? Why don't you get some B-roll of this, Jay? All right, Easus.
Here you go, E. Fuck me.
No, not gonna do that. Okay.
Where is it? Here?
Where is it? You're holding it.
Find the holes.
Okay.
E. It's a
It's not a
It's a
jazz
recorder.
flute, It's a recorder.
God
Oh,
damn
yeah.
you to hell.
Yeah, I forgot.
Play into your microphone, E.
Where is it? Here.
Play something inviting.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
jeez.
terribly annoying.
Awful.
I don't know
You
how
don't.
to play.
He's sliding his fingers on the holes. Like, does he not know how to
It's
go?
not a slide whistle, Easus. It's a recorder. A little
don't
ode
know
to
how to
joy.
play
Come on.
recorder.
Hot cross buns.
I've never
Hot
played the
cross
fucking recorder.
buns.
That's better, E. That's better.
Okay, I don't know. That's
All
enough.
right. So what do you think, Easus? Is
I don't think so.
You don't
Yeah,
think
let's
so?
go.
You don't know though. Did you give it a good lick? A one.
a two?
It was on my mouth for several seconds. That's
Give it a good lick. Just give
not
the,
licking
the
it. I
back
never
end.
said I would lick it.
E, you have to be able to determine.
I have
All
to do the other
okay,
one.
do the other
Okay.
one.
All right. Settle down,
God
poops.
damn it! If he doesn't get this right.
All right. Flute number 2, E. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay.
Very different flutes.
Yeah. One's got cum on it too.
Oh, really?
Had.
It's upside down, E.
I think I already know.
What you do?
What?
I think it was the first one.
Give that one another.
Yeah. Give it a good play, man.
You son of a bitch. Now I know it must be because you fucking said it was.
What?
What? Nobody said anything.
Well-
You're the one that's supposed to guess. We don't know.
I already guessed.
You guessed the first one has.
Yeah.
Well, then you don't mind playing the second one, then?
Yeah,
Keep playing the second one. Give us. Come on, Jesus. That is not
Jesus,
inviting.
that is not inviting at all.
Oh.
I'm fucking made my guess.
But lick it like you did the other
And
one.
why
and
aren't
let's
you
see.
swallowing your saliva? You're
Yeah.
You're acting
Because I'm not
weird
gonna
now.
swallow
You're
this
acting
shit.
weird.
Jay, I will demand that Jay take away your Listerine if you don't fucking play
I'm
ball
not
right now.
swallowing this shit. I don't have to swallow it.
Dude, nobody likes a
Selfish lover.
spitter.
What a
Fucking-
selfish lover.
Dude, you swallow it.
There you go. Dude, my lips have been on these things for several seconds.
Try that one more time.
See if you can get an inviting sound out of it at least.
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
better.
Okay.
Not bad.
Strong G.
I still go with the first one.
Well, Mike, you want to unveil the results here?
Sure. I mean, the first one was absolutely clean as a whistle. The second one was, as I said, bathed in seminal fluid. I mean, bathed.
There he goes.
Bye.
There he goes.
You swallow that semen, E. Be a man and swallow that semen. God damn you to hell, E. Dude. Did you see the tip of that?
Oh my God! You're right. It turned brown.
It coagulated.
I wonder.
Dude,
Get
how do
that
they do
checked
the
out.
samples in the lab? Because I don't
think they
turn
keep it for
brown.
2 months, man.
Yeah, probably not. But I had it in a glass thing, refrigerated the whole time, sealed, and then it like coagulated at the bottom, like very very brown, and then clumpy.
Oh God!
Yeah, but it not the first week or two. First week, fine.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Think it got moldy and shit. Yeah.
And then I put it on there.
Bacteria took over.
I didn't know how to do it, so I was gonna pour it on, but it was like lumpy.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't. You wouldn't have liked it. And so I just I took like a napkin and just let it
dab.
like a Bounty, you know, when you got a spill, and just let it soak in.
Oh, wick in there.
yeah.
Oh wow.
And then I just painted that son of a bitch. Got a nice, clear,
Oh, I
even
can-
coat.
You had the mouthpiece on the one that you applied was nice and white, so that you smartly did that because you could
Yeah.
then see it against that. And boy, it was brown, all right.
Yeah. And
I'm worried
and then-
about you.
No, it wasn't me. I swear to God, it's something to do with the fridge. But I blame the fridge or the jar. But then once it dried, I was able to get a nice thicker glaze. And then what I did was I took the end of the napkin, which is still just, sopping with
Yeah.
semen, and I was able to put it in the tip hole and just kind of let it sit there.
Jesus, God damn it, get back here.
Did you swallow?
No.
How we doing?
Swallow that shit.
Well, E, you failed.
You did.
So
What does this say? This might be good.
I know.
Because
What does
the
this
woman
mean? What does this mean to the story?
Does this mean that he could be faking though? He was like, "Oh, I know what cum tastes like."
No, I don't. Maybe it was just because the first one was wood and there was plastic, but I really, the minute I put that in my mouth, I felt like there was like a soaking over it. So I thought that was.
Interesting.
That was
Yeah.
it.
Did you bathe them both?
No, I thought about
Yeah.
that. I really did. I thought about just like swimming both of them in it, but then I was like, I really wanted the Pepsi Coke challenge to be real.
a true
you know what
scientific
Yeah.
experiment here.
I mean? Congratulations, E. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, good job, Isis. You
Nice
actually did
job.
something you said you'd do.
He sort of wanted to take a knee at the end, and the non-swallowing thing was a problem. We'll have to address that at a later date.
No, you
probably.
don't. There was nothing to do with swallowing. Why would I have to swallow it? I'm not swallowing it.
I find it very interesting too that he deferred to this one before the thong. You know, we were like, dude, what do you want to do? Purple thong or
Cum
or
flute.
It's amazing.
When you do stuff like this, I think it's better to get things that are worse, in my opinion, out of the way. And that was disgusting. So
Yeah.
That was-
So you didn't think I tasted that bad then?
I guess not.
All right, good.
Although I just sat there for about 45 seconds to a minute with Listerine all in my mouth.
Yeah,
so I
your
didn't.
teeth are
Yeah.
like blue now, man. They're
I
grill.
know. But before that 45 seconds, you spent like 2 minutes with my cum in your mouth, which is even worse.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I thought it was the first one, and so I guess I would say that lady either really knew what cum tasted like, because that's the other thing. Like yours, you know, this is an experiment that was under a experimental situation where you
Well put.
placed it yesterday, though. Like this one, no, but it wasn't like you. This teacher would have done this. I mean, how long would they have been? When did he?
Yeah, we don't know. He might have blown 10 minutes before he passed him out.
You know what? He brings up a good point, and what we should probably do.
Oh, jeez.
Redo it.
Well,
I agree.
here's the thing.
I agree,
If my fluid soured, and we didn't get a true
It
test,
tainted the whole test.
honestly, I thought about resampling this morning, and I just didn't have time.
You didn't have 3 minutes to jerk off.
It takes a little longer than that. I got to
7
get
to
into
9.
my selfie. So maybe if I have time, I'll circle back and see if I can't whip something out tomorrow. We can just give it one
You
final
got your
run
test.
and just see, because that would be an absolute travesty if it didn't have the taste that it should because it had spoiled. You know what I mean?
You got your test, my man.
Now's the time. Contact Doug Steinert Realtor. Spring is the perfect time to list your current home or to go looking for your dream home. Winter's over. Real estate's moving. Contact Douglas today, 248-765-1781. He and the team at Century 21 Campbell will work to get you the absolute best deal on the sale and or purchase of your home. Doug's the man. He's easy to work with and a great friend of the show. Call Douglas today, 248-765-1781.
Jay, I want you to be honest with me. 4 years ago, when we initially talked, like, dude, I think you'd be good at this. Could you ever have imagined you'd be sitting in a room with a guy trying to figure out which flute had seminal fluid on it? No, I want you to really think about this.
I'm troubled by this. I gotta tell you.
I kind of am too, dude. This might have been the grossest thing. I want to apologize too to new listeners, because this might have been the grossest segment we've ever done on this
It's
show.
definitely the grossest thing we've ever
Is
done.
it? He shit on the driveway, dude. That was
So
pretty
what? He
fucking
didn't
gross
eat
too.
it. You didn't eat it. I didn't eat it.
That's true.
You came in a
Fair.
jar and he basically ate it.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably the grossest thing we've ever done.
It's definitely the grossest thing.
E, have we done anything grosser than that?
Not on this show. I mean, I'm trying to decide if
we
I
had
have
him
or
eat
not, but not on
bugs. He
this
was
show.
eating dust.
He ate dust, yeah. Have you ever eaten?
He ate cat puke that one day.
Oh, that was
I forgot
fucking
about
gross.
that.
Yeah, that was gross.
That's not as
His
gross as
nip.
this,
Remember
though.
when we milked him?
Yeah.
I was looking at pictures.
Can milk anything with nipples.
Dude, I was looking at pictures. The blisters on his tits are so fucking gross.
Yeah.
Horrible.
But that's not as gross as this. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously.
Have
To
you ever
me.
tasted semen before?
No.
Was that a first for you?
Yeah, that was the first.
Okay.
What did it taste like, E?
I don't even know because I didn't even tell that it was. So
Well,
I wish I could tell you.
anyway, moving on. That's going to be a tough one to get over, boys.
Yeah.
Just telling you right now. Big news out of the Boy Scouts today, moving right from seminal fluid into the Boy Scouts. Always a good transition. They are losing the name boy. I suppose.
Eagle Scout.
Yeah, are they doing People Scout or are they just going Scouts of America or something?
We like to say people kind, not necessarily mankind.
I take issue with this story because I think it's kind of fraudulent. I don't think it's based in the inclusive thing that they want you to believe it is. They've come out with a new slogan too.
Scout me in.
Scout me in. It's kind of a play on count me in, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Isn't that what they're trying to do?
I think so.
I think. I don't know who owns the copyright or the trademark on count me in, but they probably got a pending
Probably
suit.
Pat Riley. Who knows?
Yeah. So they're dropping boy from the signature program. Chief exec, scout exec, Mike Serbaugh has unveiled the Scout Me In marketing campaign aimed at promoting inclusiveness. So everybody, scout them all in. As we enter a new era for our organization, it's important that all youth can see themselves in scouting in every way possible. The umbrella organization will retain its name, Boy Scouts of America. Okay, so that's the LLC.
BSA.
But yeah, so
Dude, isn't your first move if you're the BSA to eliminate the kerchief and or the weeblo before you go boy?
I think you lose Weeblo before you do anything.
Yeah.
Weeblo goes first, period.
Then
I mean-
kerchief.
Yeah, I kind of dug the kerchief when I was 7 to 10. I did. I liked getting dressed up. I would lose the shorts.
Yeah.
Not a fan of the shorts, you know? I wasn't a fan of that belt buckle either.
would
It's
lose-
normcore now, but
Lose the pedophile leaders?
yeah. Yeah, that's a good call. Didn't they make an announcement like, hey, by the way, we're letting gays in the in now? And it was like, wait,
Yeah. Like, haven't
isn't
you already? Yeah.
I mean, that was it's kind of just like a joke, right? But anyway.
So this is not blending with the Girl Scouts, to be clear. Girl Scouts are totally separate, and they're pissed.
Fucking livid, dude. So we're still going to have the term Cub Scouts. That's for the 7 to 10-year-olds because it's gender neutral. You know, anyone can be a Cub. And that will go unchanged. Boy Scouts will become Scouts BSA in February. But, dude, isn't BSA just Boy Scouts of America?
It is indeed.
I mean, I see what you're doing there, but
What do they have their numbers there in terms of like how many they've lost in the last decade or
Yeah.
something?
That's
been
like
a
when
steep
Kentucky Fried
decline.
Chicken just went to KFC because
Yeah.
they didn't want to say.
It's like when the
fried
Detroit
chicken.
Cast just went to TDC.
exactly. So
Stay
they
tuned, everybody.
they've announced that they will accept and register transgender youth into the organization. 2015, we ended the ban on gay leaders. I don't think that was really like a pressed issue. Like, you know what I mean? That was one of those like don't ask, don't tell kind of things.
Right.
In my opinion.
Not a very hard and fast rule, I didn't think.
Yeah. Cub Scouts will formally accept girls starting this summer. Cub Scouts is a lot of fun. Now it's available to all kids. Okay, here's the problem I have with it, and here's where you were going, I think, too. Boy Scouts of America claims almost 2.3 million members, down from 2.6 million 5 years ago. That's not that.
Dude, I thought you were going to say like 2.6 down to 800,000 or something.
I know, right?
That's shockingly large, honestly.
Yes.
Wow.
But in its peak years...
2.3 million presently.
When do you think the peak years... And I don't have an answer for this.
Probably the 50s, 60s.
You think? See, I was going to say 70s, 80s.
When did they start this thing? 30s, 20s?
I don't know. It probably goes way back, though.
Yeah.
Bing Netty. I bet Boy Scouts or, trying to get to be an Eagle Scout goes back fucking forever. Let's see here. In the peak years, Boy Scouts of America had more than 4 million participants.
Can't you see like Wally Cleaver in the 50s?
Yeah.
Going for that shit? Mm-hmm. Like my dad's an Eagle Scout, back in the...
Is he really?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. That's hard to do.
February
I know.
8th, 1910.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when they formed.
Yeah, it looks like it.
The Girl Scouts, dude, I didn't realize this. They formed 2 years after the Boy Scouts.
I know. You'd have thought that came way later, right?
Way later.
Yeah.
I would have thought, they came in, with the Brownies in the 80s or something. But no, it was.
So
right
the Brownies is reflective of the Cub, right? So
Yes.
so the Cub is to what the Brownie is. And so the Girl Scouts are pissed because, you're being all inclusive and shit, but you're going to pull our Brownies, and our Brownies feed our Girl Scouts.
What do you have any idea? Like, was weed in the Brownies?
I think she was a Brownie.
I think Kristen was too.
Yeah, I was a Cub.
Oh, for
I
sure.
enjoyed the Cubs.
Well, you were Little Feather or whatever.
No,
weren't
that
you?
was Indian Guides. I was both in
okay.
Indian Guides and Cub Scouts.
Okay, but when did you bail?
I was very community oriented, Mike.
Yeah, I believe that.
I sold powwow popcorn in the Indian Guides, and then I sold granola bars and also brownies, ironically enough, in the
Yeah.
Cub Scouts.
See, I just wanted membership.
I pissed off my neighbors on many levels.
Yeah. See, I wanted participation in the softball team. That was
I wanted
what
Pinewood
I wanted.
Derby. I wanted Pinewood
Yeah,
Derby.
Yeah. Were you good at that?
Dude, I thought I was going to be good, but I was one of these kids that, like, my dad totally left it to me. Like, "Hey, I'm just here to supervise, and if you need
Yeah.
help with the saw or something, I'll help you, but this is your project, and I'm not going to do it for you." You get there, and there were some kids whose dads were in automotive, and it was a fucking race car, right?
Yeah,
And then, interestingly enough, though, Blazo Sarsevich, that son of a bitch, shows up with the block of wood, and I swear to God, he probably hammered this shit out in the parking lot.
Yeah.
You got to hammer the wheels in. He won the whole damn thing with
Yeah.
a fucking block of wood.
Dude, this brings up terrible memories for me because my dad was an engineer, very technical. I was hands the fuck off. Don't touch the Pinewood Derby. At one point, I remember I was like, because I was hold the flashlight kid, which is why I'm so fucked up now. I can't change a light bulb because my dad was just like, hold the flashlight, don't move. Like, he didn't want me doing anything.
However, if anybody needs anybody to hold a flashlight, you're the fucking guy.
I'm not, though, because I get bored. It's like, it starts drooping. It's like, up, put the flashlight up on the spot.
Even as hold the flashlight kid, you can't hold the flashlight
I
today.
did, but after 4 minutes, it's just
Man.
like, "Ugh." I could do it now. I'm better now. But my dad was like, I was like, can I just do the spray paint? We're just painting it a metallic black. I'll just spray it. And he's like, fine. And so he's got like cardboard out so I can't fuck anything up.
Yeah.
And he's got it there. And dude, what do you think I did?
You fucked it up.
You know, with
Sprayed the wrong way.
No.
Sprayed yourself in the nose.
Blasted myself in the face.
This thing's not working.
Yeah, I gave myself a black nose. You know, you're supposed to go like,
Yeah. It's
And you
dripping all
feather.
over. You stayed.
dude, I went, and he went, no, give me that. It was running. It started to run. That was the end.
Nothing
more.
a little sandpaper can't solve.
Yeah, but he didn't want to fucking deal with that. He had a
Yeah.
retarded kid who didn't feather properly, and so now he's got to fix it.
Well, he
'cause-
Did he
instructed
place
you.
it down the thing too? Did he go up to the
Oh, dude.
starting mark? I mean, were you allowed to let it go?
I don't know if I was allowed to touch it. Period. I don't know. And so he had this like, you know, our dads as engineers, he had this like aerodynamic like thing, and then he had like the wheels you would put on, and then graphite.
Yeah, I remember dads doing that. My dad didn't provide graphite.
Really?
Yeah. No, it was totally like, hey, here's your thing. You know, if you need help sawing that shit, tell me. But he stood there and watched me and
Well, you could
gave
always
me the
tell.
materials.
There was the kid who had like the Pete Rose car, and it was just like painted red with a
Yeah.
Reds hat glued onto it. You know what I mean? And then
I
there
took
was,
pieces from old models, like leftovers. You know how you get a model kit, like a snap-on Camaro or something?
Sure.
Or snap-together Camaro.
Yeah.
And then you'd have extra pieces. They'd give you like an extra engine because that engine actually went with a different model, and I bought this model. So you'd have extras. And so I was like gluing those on and shit. It was ridiculously
yeah,
stupid looking.
but that's weight. You don't want to be gluing.
No, you
parts
do
on.
need weight because as you shave this thing down, it needs to be within a certain weight to qualify. So I actually remember boring out
Boring
the
out,
bottom,
yeah.
and my dad putting like lead in there.
I don't know if that was legal though.
You had to. It had to meet weight.
Yeah, but okay. Well, mine
I was
looks
very upfront about this. The
Yeah.
scout, the den leader knew. I totally remember that.
Mine didn't have any fins that would drag. My dad thought, and so mine was very sleek and aerodynamic. Think Taurus when it first came out.
Blazo's wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a block of
Well-
wood, and it fucking won.
The one I'm thinking of in particular, I think there were some decals involved, maybe some flames, perhaps a number.
Yeah.
That was about it. And I remember one year going there, and they, it was just a track.
Sure.
And it was like, oh, I'm taking a fucking Pete Rose car. This fucking fourth grader did it himself. Toast, right? I don't think mine made it all the way down the track.
Oh shit!
I think something got hung up or something.
Don't
and
you
it
get a
was like,
practice run? Didn't
I
Bob, scrub out all the bugs on the?
I don't
practice
remember,
run?
but I remember just getting my ass whooped.
Bob,
and it
first
was like,
the bomb on the farm, and now this. You didn't even make it down the track, Bob.
dude, yeah, he's probably listening right now and going, "You son of a bitch!"
Not telling
that
the
is
whole story?
Not
Not true?
What happened?
Well, Bob can
a,
call in anytime he
There
wants.
was an errant piece of wood on that track, and you fucking know it, and that's what happened. Threw the whole thing up. But I remember not winning that thing. I don't think I ever won the thing. And I always remember, you're right, there was always some Blazo Sarsevich that just fucking
wanders up.
stapled some wheels onto a block
Yep.
of wood
And the
last
son of a
minute.
bitch just flies down. Yeah, because the kit gave you a block that was somewhat shaped like a car, and then it gave you 4 wheels and 4 nails.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear to God, the dude just hammered this shit in the
Mm-hmm.
damn parking lot and walked in and won it.
Isis, look up the brownies and see what their merit badges are.
Brownies
Because-
merit badges. Yeah, I remember. They have like a sash.
They had a sash, yep. Because I'm thinking Weeblo fits the Girl Scouts, right? Like if we could find a badge that they have, we could just do an even swap that would make, because then we don't have to redo logos and stuff. It's like just give the girls the Weeblos, and then if they've got some cool like
The Weeblos was actually a category of scout though between cub and boy.
Bear.
No,
it was Cub, Bear, Weeblo, right?
no, it was Bobcat, Wolf, Bear, Weeblo, and then you moved on to Boy Scout.
Okay, I never did that.
And remember, it formed the square.
Yep.
You had Bobcat, then you
Yeah.
had Wolf, then you had
Hell
Bear,
yeah.
and then you had Weeblo.
Dude, in a box around here, I have that kerchief
Fuck
somewhere.
yes. The Weeblo one. What's
probably.
distinct about the Weeblo one versus the Cub? if
I
you
want to
remember?
say one is red, green, and something. Is there
Weeblo is plaid.
plaid? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was checkerboard.
It was.
Yeah. Well, the Cub wasn't.
No, the Cub was just yellow with blue accents.
That's right. Yes, with the gold. Oh man, I missed that stuff.
I guess these are the Weeblo.
what
This
brownies
is what
do.
brownies do. Okay.
Sorry.
Let's see if there's anything we could swap out. Is there anything we'd want?
The whole cookie business. I mean, that whole thing, man. It's. I don't think the brownies and the Girl Scouts have shit to complain about. They've got the whole damn side business, and they make billions.
Dude, making games, pets.
Honestly, can't they just give the Boy Scouts like open recruitment of anybody and anyone they want? Because the Girl Scouts are killing it.
Yeah.
They are killing it.
Yeah. they
Everybody buys their damn cookies.
Everybody. And they've got the market cornered. I mean, it's a monopoly. Charge anything they want. See, I don't want to do household elf. Computer expert. Adorable. They've got fucking chicks as computer expert. My best self. You get a badge for being my best self.
Celebrating community.
Dancer. Ooh, a home scientist. No. I'm not a stay-at-home mom. I'm a home scientist. I'm a home scientist. Ooh, my family story. We could do something. Maybe even a 2-for-1. Anyway, so let's see. The adults play a major role in the program. Almost 1 million adult supervisors are part of the Boy Scouts.
This is the
Wow, man.
Isn't that crazy? 2.3 million kids and 1 million adults.
So just adults that just keep wanting to do it. That's all that is. They just
I
don't
hope
wanna
they've got a kid in the program.
Right.
I mean, that would be weird.
This ends in 1998, but this shows you how many millions. Like
Spiked, huh?
At one point.
When did it spike there?
What is that? 70s.
Yeah, it spiked in the 70s. Looks like.
Yeah, right about the time
6
we would have been
plus.
there, dude. We would have been in that 6 million crew.
No, it goes hardcore down in the 80s. That's when we were in.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I wonder what happened there. Was it a huge pedophile thing that happened in the 70s? What?
You're right, that's a
Because that is a
huge-
huge dip.
That's
Yeah.
huge. That's like 2 million people.
Yeah,
all of a
2 million
sudden.
people. Like, if you put the Catholic Church up there around the same period with the priest thing, I would expect to see a drop like that. So I wonder what, there had to be something going on.
Some scandal.
Was it the Ruskies? Were we worried about Russia then?
I don't know. Don't know.
Something had to be. Was it Nam?
I don't know. If only I had a Bing machine and I could Bing. Why the frickin' Boy Scout numbers went down so harshly in the 70s?
The program for older boys and girls will largely be divided along gender lines, with single-sex units pursuing the same types of activities, earning the same array of merit badges, potentially having the same pathway to the coveted Eagle Scout Award. So we're going to have some girl Eagle Scouts. Girl Scout leaders,
They're pissed.
they, quote, say they were absolutely blindsided by this news. Blindsided.
I think there'd be some coordination between the boys and Girl Scouts. No? Completely separate, huh?
They currently have 1.8 million. Yeah, well, here's the thing. Fiona Cummings, she is a Northern Illinois Girl Scouts leader, believes that BSA's decision to admit girls is among the factors that have shrunk her council's youth membership by more than 500 broads this year. 500 girls. She said relations with the Boy Scouts in her region used to be collaborative, and now, quote, very chilly. I mean, you just hate to see this. You know what I mean? It's against the Scout way. Very chilly relations between the Girl and Boy Scouts. How do you manage these strategic tensions? We both need to increase our membership numbers, and that's what this boils down to. These people are fighting over membership numbers.
Yeah.
And so it's like, fuck it, bring the gays in, I don't care. Whatever, bring broads in, whatever.
It's a zero-sum game.
Here's the thing, dude, and I don't need to tell you just how serious an issue cooties is when you're talking about that 7 to 10 age range. You know what I mean?
It dominates.
It's huge. And
Children
like,
lie awake at night.
oh, dude, cooties is fucking massive at that age. And the fact that you're going to stick these kids and like, dude, deal with it. We need membership numbers up. You deal with their cooties. I don't
It's
care.
tough.
It's tough. And, you know, I remember talking to our Marine buddy because this will happen. Like 7 to 10, I'm not so worried about this. But when you start getting into the teens, I was like, so what is it like, man? You're in the Marines and you're admitting chicks now. He's like, oh, dude, they're there 5 minutes and dudes are fucking them. It's just the way it is. They're fucked all the time.
Oh,
Every time a
man.
chick walks in, she's there 10 minutes, does 10 pull-ups, she's knocked up and fucked.
Oh, boy.
And I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. He's like, you can't. He's like, I don't mean to be a dick, but it's hard to keep numbers up because guys are attracted to girls and chicks are attracted to guys usually. And so, you know, how long
Biology.
before, you know how that works. I feel like we've gone more than 7 minutes, Jay. I really do.
I feel like
I really
like
do.
7 to 9, maybe in that range. I don't know. What the fuck is this? God damn it! He's all out of whack today.
Yeah, he
Eating
is.
calm, everything.
Yeah, he ate calm. We'll cut him some slack for that.
Does your money work as hard as you do? You will spend upwards of 45 years working to support your lifestyle. Did you know that? You'll be working to provide for your family. 45 years.
Sure.
Working to set aside money for retirement. Do you know, even if you'll be able to retire on your terms, how could you know if you don't have a plan? Let Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial help to make sure your money's working as hard as you are. Call Mark, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark Leibovitz.
40 minutes,
Securities
18
and advisory
seconds.
services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
It's more like 31, but.
I started early. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Tom Brokaw scandal broke last week. Tom Brokaw, NBC Nightly News. It's amazing that a guy that swallows his L's the way he does.
Tom Brokaw.
Tom Brokaw, NBC Nightly News.
He was just one of those trusted guys, though, right? You know, back in the
Yeah.
day, they had the
I like the broke.
yeah, the anchors were just, you just trusted them.
Yeah.
Sat there, and Peter Jennings and
Oh, Pete, yeah.
Dan Rather, Tom Brokaw.
I
They
think
were the big
Brokaw
guys.
might have been my favorite of those. Like,
I thought Jennings really exuded some punch.
I wasn't crazy about his head. His head shape was a little watermelon-y or something. I trusted Brokaw's head shape more than I trusted Jennings.
That might
That's
be
just
him.
me personally.
I need a side-by-side.
I think you're going to find that it's a little more
I
melony.
always
than-
wondered about sort of that teardrop shape under the nose of Brokaw. He had sort of a interesting, you know that funnel that takes your
Yeah.
snot right down into your mouth.
Yep.
That thing had kind of a weird shape to me with Brokaw.
Really?
Yeah. Although, and then I was, the off-putting nature of Jennings' eyebrows, just a little touch of the upward
Yeah, he had a
jaunt of the brow.
What do they call that?
So to me, it was kind of a, it was a give and take.
It's this brow that I've got a problem with.
Yeah, just a little spiky.
Stage right, and you could brush that down.
Seems like it.
Feels like you could trim that son of a bitch a little
God,
bit.
look at him. What a pro.
I
huh?
know. Do you see the watermelon shape of the head?
Dude,
though?
those were the good old days, honestly, when
know.
you can listen to like anchors and be like, yeah, okay, that's the news.
Yeah.
Yes. Very good. I know what's going on in the world.
See, that's a bad representation of Brokaw you're about to pull up, dude. Get Brokaw in his
that's
hot days.
That's
We need
Brokaw late in the game there.
we need 55-year-old Brokaw, right? Jennings Brokaw comparison. He
Come
just
on,
has like these ancient fucking Brokaws. What's going on with
That's
you?
just the first images that show up for Tom.
Yeah, we need
Brokaw.
Brokaw without glasses, right?
Yeah, glassless Brokaw. See, this sucks because E's generation, he's going to be growing up with like, oh, remember the good old days when Lemon was on?
Don
Talking
Lemon.
about Don Lemon and shit.
Yeah, and then
I'll
they
really
go to
be
Anderson
talking-
Cooper. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
they're two gay guys, black and white gay guys next to each other. Those guys were the shit. Could really trust those guys with the news.
They tell you like it is.
See,
What do we
he had-
got? He's just come on, man. That's not the greatest picture either.
No, and
I want the relaxed lip because I think you're going to be troubled as I was.
Yeah.
By the teardrop shape
This should be
Upper lip.
the most simple
Bing search ever,
ever
right?
in the
Image.
history. Like, you should get TOMBR. It's like,
These are all
here's
images
8.
of Tom.
You want them
here.
from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s? What do you want? Like, look at that Brokaw top. Why do you keep scrolling past that? Up.
God damn you to hell, Jesus.
Look at that son
Look
of a
at
bitch.
him, huh?
All right, let me see.
Kind of looks like your dad, to be honest. There, doesn't he?
He looks like a mix between my dad and your dad. I think it's the Ford haircut. God, they love that hairstyle, didn't
Yeah,
they?
they did.
That was the shit
They
back
did.
in the day. Pre-mullet. Look at Brokaw here. Pull this one up, right here. E. Is that he just knows he's the shit?
He does.
He's digging the salt and pepper.
Let's head to the right as we've got the gray hair. Yeah, there we go. Gray-haired Brokaw.
Yeah,
Those were in the later days. See his upper lip. I don't know, man.
yeah. He's missing a bit of an upper lip. Who else did you throw in the mix? Did you have Jennings?
I
You
mean,
had Jennings.
you
And,
got to throw Rather in there because he was on
Yeah,
CBS,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
those were the three. But Jennings, man, I'm going Jennings all day long.
really?
Yeah.
The watermelon shape of that head
I
doesn't
don't-
bother you at all.
doesn't bother me.
Wow, and you're willing to overlook that eyebrow? Crazy. I did not expect
Look
that.
at him, man.
Yeah, he
Tell
does
me,
look
Peter.
trustworthy.
Peter, just tell me.
He does.
Tell me what to believe, sir.
Well, I would be devastated if news broke that Pete was out there, fingering interns and shit. That would suck.
Isn't he dead?
Is Pete dead?
I'm not sure.
Bing will tell us. Jesus, after you find Dan Rather, find out who's alive. God damn it, I want to know if he's alive or dead.
Is that true?
Jennings is dead.
But not just that, but when? Am I reading that right?
Death in
2005.
2005.
Wow.
I would have said he was still alive.
Oh man. Oh, I've got a new favorite. Read that fucking name. Go ahead.
Peter Charles Archibald Ewert Jennings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. That's right up there with Tucker Carlson's full name.
Born in 38 in Toronto.
Yeah, he's
Neighbor
not
to the
American.
north.
That hurts.
He's a Canadian American, Mike.
Yeah, he is.
Dual.
He's got a couple divorces under his belt. That's always good. Let's see a picture of him there. Really quick eases.
Salary $7 million. Oh, not a good picture for his Wikipedia page. That's kind of dashing, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He'd look good at a ball of sorts, some sort of soiree, Anyway, NBC News is boy. They've really kind of shit the bed lately with these, like
Lauer,
trying to.
etc.
Yeah, that's where Brian Williams was too before he was shipped off
That's
to
right.
MSNBC, and then you've got Joy Reid last week with her hilarious story. We were off and didn't, obviously cover it, but that was hilarious. It's like, what are you guys doing? Have you not learned yet that it doesn't matter how big your big star is, they can be an asshole too, and the truth is going to come out, so you might as well not make yourself look totally incredible.
The cover-up is worse than the crime, oftentimes, Mike.
It
Have you heard
always
that?
is. Joy Reid, for her part, if you didn't know, They unearthed some old blog posts of hers. She's a super liberal.
MSNBC, right?
Yeah, what does she do? AM Joy or something on the weekends at
Yeah.
MSNBC. Popular show, black woman, champion for gays and blah, blah, blah. Well, a few years ago, she didn't like gays. In fact, she kind of hated gays, thought it was gross. Some of her comments were like, yeah, most straight people look at a homo couple kissing and they go, ugh. And so she had these posts. She's probably trying to make a name for herself and, posting shit that's a little...
At the time, in her defense, at the time, Hillary probably didn't even like gay people.
Hillary hated gays like last Wednesday. What do you mean? She just came out. She's like, oh, now we're cool with gays now. Okay,
Polling
cool.
shows what?
What? We're cool with gay? All right, cool. Yes, go gay.
I love gay people.
But there's no harm. Like, dude, you would hope as people grow into the people they're going to become as responsible pillars of the community, they would evolve. And you go, you know what? Yeah, I had some warped fucking views, man. I grew up in a time that was different. And 10 years ago, I thought putting my dick in another guy's ass was fucking gross. Now I love it. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry I said that shit. I
Still
didn't
do,
mean
but
it.
not allowed to say it.
Yes. I mean, now I'm totally for that. So knock yourselves out. There's nothing wrong with that. But to go, I believe I was hacked. Someone
Yeah.
went in and
Retroactively hacked me.
they went as far as like hiring the FBI to do an investigative behind the scenes. And they're like, yeah, dude, there's no way.
Is it that outlandish, though, that a hacker would do that in that way? Because I know a lot of people are like, you would go retroactively hack. Maybe, maybe you create this like background persona and then you go, oh, look at this, look at you. Instead of doing something present day that would be so out of whack with the person's present views where you'd go, that's obviously not her. She got hacked.
Yeah, but
Isn't it more believable if you go back a few years and just
Totally.
sprinkle some shit in?
Here's the thing, though. I think when they go and they start looking, they can, and fuck, computer nerds are probably going, you're a moron. But I thought I read or heard that they're very good at knowing when that shit was posted. So if you tried to do it in 2018 and go, I'll put this here in 2006, they would go.
I'm not at all commenting
eh.
on the viability of being able to hack someone in that regard. I'm just saying, like, to criticize her to criticize the notion that it's retroactive as the, oh my God, that's just stupid. Who would do that?
Yeah.
That's not, to me, it's like, I think that's
It's
actually a
smarter
pretty good
move.
idea.
Yeah. I would agree with that. But I think you better really, that better be the truth because they're going to be able to tell.
Yeah.
They're very good at telling that stuff. So anyway, Brokaw comes out last week and there was a chick that was like, oh yeah, he was inappropriate with me. I don't know what that means. Did he grab her ass in the 90s? Did he rape her? Who knows? But the Variety, the New York Post, Washington Post had a big story. 3 women have now come out. One worked with him in the 90s. One worked with him when he was a local reporter. God, what a stud he must have been as a local LA reporter in the
God.
60s. Son of a bitch,
Son of a bitch
Ugh.
sauntering in there,
Ugh.
plaid pants.
Cock of the walk.
Yeah.
Absolute cock of the walk.
I'm Tom Brokaw.
Tom Brokaw. I'm going to get up to NBC Night News. Bosnia-Herzegovina. Reporting live from Bosnia-Herzegovina. Tom Brokaw, NBC Night News. You just like, yeah, fuck yes.
Uh-oh, you went Elvis on us a little bit.
That happened. Whatever he just said
Yeah.
happened in Bosnia-Herzegovina.
If I find or hear the individual
So you were
that
going a
said
little
that
bit
about
there.
me, I will pull your goddamn tongue out.
Belarus! Thank you very much,
Thank
ladies
you very
and
much.
So you got to keep away from that. That's
Yeah.
one.
It's
Brokaw's
hard,
different.
dude. It's the other one, too. It's
Tom Brokaw.
Irish, Scottish. I can't. I mean, Lucky Charms. Like, I fall into that when I'm trying to do, like, a British accent.
Yeah.
I stink. What am I going to do? So, apparently what they did at NBC, and this is weird, dude. Their HR department or their powerful standards and practices department issued, like, a thing. And so all of a sudden it was weird. Like, this report comes out. Brokaw was kind of a creep in the 80s, 90s, whatever. And all of a sudden, like 60 women have signed this thing going, no, he's a great dude. Love him. Awesome. Worked with him over the years. He's great. Including Rachel Maddow. It's like, dude, Rachel, no offense, but. So
I suppose in the the court of public opinion, this shit hits the fan so quickly, and you're so quickly judged a rapist and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't, I think that's probably a pretty good move on his part to
Well-
try to get out in front of it. While it is not directly relevant to what these particular 3 women are claiming, not a
Yeah.
bad move by him, I would say, in this climate.
but dude, like.
But I know Harvey Weinstein did the same thing, right?
Right. Well, think about how much good stock the Broke has built up over the years.
the goodwill. It's unmatched.
Dude. He's a white man, middle-aged white man,
Tom
Upper East,
Brokaw.
and he's able to come out and shame the fuck out of this chick. Like, dude, you hashtag me too. You can't shame them. You believe them or you shut up, white man. That's the deal, right? That's the deal. We all know that. And he's like, she's an embittered liar, resentful, and she did not become a big star at NBC. And so, what's her name? Vester. Shut up, Vester.
Really? Her
Linda
name's Vester? Oh, okay.
Linda. Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Like, shit, man.
Vester Johnson reporting for NBC Nightly News.
Maybe that's why she didn't make it. Her name is Vester.
Baby Vesta. He called her, liar, resentful, blah, blah, blah. The report also, let's see here. So, Brokaw denied her allegations, called her a former colleague who left NBC Nightly News angry that she had failed in her pursuit of stardom. She was given the run of the Washington Post and Variety to vent her grievances. God, I love grievances. He even mentioned that, by the way, she married a wealthy man. What are you saying, Thomas? What is that?
By the way.
By the way, let me just set this here. As I'm walking out the door at NBC Nightly News, she did marry a very wealthy man.
What? Honestly, what is he doing?
I don't know. He's calling her a gold digger on the way out. Is he just kicking her down a flight of
Is
stairs?
that like a mic drop? Just like his version of a mic drop?
Yeah.
Like,
by the way, she married a rich older man.
peace out.
Yeah, so all of this is futile. Like, what? I mean,
I may have grabbed her a little bit or whatnot, but she did marry a wealthy man at the end. People
landed on her feet.
So the campaign to sign the letter in support of Brokaw included some of their most powerful women: Rachel Maddow, Andrea Mitchell. Which one's Andrea? Is she like the afternoon?
I can picture.
Mika Brzezinski. She's the morning MSNBC, right? With her, and then Maria Shriver. The weird thing about this is apparently this was not really an option. There's now over 100 women at NBC who have signed this letter, and part of their thing was anytime the Tom Brokaw story is mentioned, you mention that there's a letter with 100 chicks that signed it. Doesn't that sound fucking weird to you? That sounds really bad.
Why are they so beholden to Tom Brokaw at this point, other than not wanting to tarnish their legacy? He's gone, right?
I think he still does.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he does. He does do reports, but he's not.
Oh wow, I thought he was long gone.
But he's the golden voice, golden age guy. I mean,
obviously don't want to tarnish that legacy.
Right.
If possible.
He's the trophy they hold up. You know what I mean? He just needed to die a few years ago. No one's going to call up Pete's past and rip Jennings a new one for fingering a chick in his office. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
He lived too long. This is on Broke.
Tom Brokaw.
So, we had no choice, particularly the lower level staffers. Letter was being handed around the office, and the unspoken threat was that if your name was not on it, there would be some repercussion down the road. One employee said.
Well, what does the letter say, and why? What are they signing this contrary to what their belief is? Does it say like, hey, Brokaw's never done anything bad to me. I've always had positive interaction with him.
Basically.
So what's their problem signing it then?
Execs are watching to see who signs that son of a bitch and who didn't. This is all coming out in force to protect NBC's golden boy. If more women come forward, that's a big problem. And they're right about that. Why? Look, listen. These stories are all the same. If you weren't harassed by someone, you can go, yeah, you know what? Honestly, I could stand here and say Jay has never once grabbed my butt. Never. He hasn't. Mm-hmm. It doesn't mean you're not grabbing butts all over the neighborhood.
Right.
Just because you haven't grabbed my butt doesn't mean you're not grabbing butts all day long. And so I can sign all the pieces of paper I want. So can Rachel Maddow. Doesn't mean shit.
You don't think it means shit? I know it doesn't mean shit as to whether the three are true, but it means something in the court of public opinion, does it not? Does it not mean shit to get ahead of an issue?
Well, I think if you're Vester, Vester's going, oh, real nice, Rachel. Yeah, he didn't finger you, but he did me. So thanks for signing that piece of paper. You have no idea what I went through 20 years ago with him.
Yeah.
I guess I'm wondering why everybody is tarred and feathered and assumed guilty no matter what. But then Brokaw gets a free pass, and now they're
push back on it. I think people are starting to see that. Oh my God, anybody can be taken down by anyone's allegations here. This Me Too thing is extremely dangerous, and we're not letting Brokaw go down. He's a good dude.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
And then if the three people were truly harassed or assaulted or whatever, then that will come out in relation to their own claims. And you're right that this signed letter will mean nothing in terms of relevancy to those three claims.
Wasn't there another signed letter recently with one of these people?
Yeah, I think Harvey Weinstein did the same thing.
Did he? Yeah. It just seems like if that's a grassroots thing, like some chicks in the office, I've been an assistant of his for 20 years. I'm hot enough to grope. He hasn't.
Do we know that it wasn't grassroots?
Yeah, it sounds like it was coming from standards.
Sounds
and
like that, or do
practice.
we know that?
That's what it.
Do we know that? Do we know that an old secretary didn't go to standards and practice and go, you know what, this is wrong. We got to, get something out there.
It sounds like, and I don't want to read the whole thing, but it sounds like a letter was passed around from them, and especially lower level staff. They're not going to make Megyn Kelly isn't going to be. She go fuck yourself. I don't know what he did, but if you're an intern, you're making $20 an hour to work there. It's like, yeah, sign this. And they're going around and 100 women. Why would 100 women overnight sign? I mean, I don't know. It seems like something that HR departments, standards and practices wouldn't get involved with. You would just go, hey, if that starts on its own, good, but we don't.
Maybe it did.
Well, why are they instructing them to mention this fucking letter on the air when the story's going?
I don't
That's
know.
Weird.
But maybe it started grassroots. We don't know. Maybe females in the standards and practices who have worked closely with him started that and said, you know what?
Yeah.
This is wrong. This has not been our experience with him. We don't know.
Speaking of Harbinger, we haven't heard from him in a while. He's still on horseback, right?
What?
Figure painting? Harvey Weinstein? Isn't that how he's fixing himself? Wasn't he riding horses and doing some figure painting out in the desert or something?
Maybe.
I think that's how you cure yourself from
No,
raping
that
women.
was Wiener.
Yeah.
I think you probably just assumed at that point that anybody that has sex addiction, that's what happens.
Well, yeah,
now.
Anybody who has WEIN in the front of their last name
Yeah.
is sitting on a horse and fingerprinting.
Yeah, I just assume like Harbinger and Kevin Spacey, I think, was out riding horseback too, just getting off in the land and doing some finger painting and just really trying to get his head around not assaulting people, So, but there's a Netflix producer, and she claims that Harvey raped her 9 times over the last few years, like up until like a few weeks ago, like right before the story broke.
Wow.
How the fuck does that happen?
Right before his story
Yeah,
broke?
yeah, like in 2017. Alexandra Canosa, she's a beautiful girl too. She works on, she's a producer on Netflix's Marco Polo. Have you seen that, E?
No.
Have you seen that, Jay? I keep seeing ads for it.
Never heard of it.
Looks like a, what would you call that? Like,
I haven't even seen the ads for it, so I don't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, she filed a lawsuit against him and his brother and the company. She's worked there for years. Assaulted her for the first time in 2010 at Tribeca Grand Hotel. The abuse continued until 2017 in New York, L.A., Malaysia, Budapest. At some point, do you just go, dude, I got to get out of here. This isn't cool anymore. Like, how do you...
Yes. I would
mean,
think.
I
I would
don't-
think if I was being raped multiple times, I would try to put a stop to that.
Like
answer your question.
I'm trying to say this gingerly and not sound like a pig, because I understand it's her career and she's got every right to want to keep her career going. But if it's like, oh, Harvey once again wants to meet me in New York at this hotel at a weird hour and no one else is allowed to be there. He says it's just for a meeting, but fuck, man, the last 7 times he's raped me. Like, at some point, don't you just go, yeah, dude, no.
Fool me once.
Shame on.
Shame on me.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I believe in Texas. Won't be fooled again. I love that guy.
I won't be fooled again.
Weinstein is absolutely gobsmacked by this. I mean, he's out there, he's doing his best. He's got his 10-gallon hat on. He's riding some ponies. And it's like, what? Canosa? She's a friend of mine. It's like, it's just traveled the world for the company. Several influential roles. From someone who has been thought of as a good friend, these claims are not only mystifying to him, but deeply upsetting. They're not supported by facts, Jay.
Mystifying.
Yeah. So, anyway, and then, oh man, you don't ever want that picture of you in the paper.
Holy shit. What's Waldo done?
He's got E's glasses on. This is one of those where it's like, oh man, I can live with a drunk driving, but
There was masturbatory behavior, wasn't there?
well, it led to, I'm certain, but this is the guy. Okay, Susie Orman. Susie Orman.
Yes.
Does she do? Is it a finance
Yeah,
show?
yeah, I can picture
She
her.
used to do. He was a. He directed the Susie Orman show for CNBC for more than a decade. He's 44 years old, and his name's Dan Switzen. And he, I just planted a tiny, just a little wisp of a camera inside a tissue box to capture his 18-year-old live-in au pair and her friends, also 18, getting undressed in the privacy of their bathroom in his home. Oh,
A
man.
turd.
One of the nanny's friends spotted a camera. Dan!
What's that red blinking light?
The teens took it to the police, of course, narcs. Took it right to the police, and now Dan's in some shit. Switzen's 9-year-old son, 7-year-old daughter, and multiple nannies also had access to the bathroom. He's probably not looking after his 7-year-old son changing. Why are a bunch of nannies changing in the bathroom all the time, by the way? I mean, like going pee or something, I get, but how many au pairs and nannies do we have in the bathroom changing? Seems a little odd. His lawyer, and this is good. Jeffrey, do you know Jeffrey Cartier? Big time lawyer.
I've never heard of him.
Dan is a very decent man. And these allegations have taken a serious toll on him, okay? Serious toll on him. And his family. That's why we don't want to litigate this in the press. I bet they don't. That's like the last place I would want to litigate that.
Jesus, put that picture back up.
Okay. Yeah.
That guy had some amazing brows. I mean, jet black.
In a good way, or?
Look at those brows. Are those real?
Boy, oh boy, that's
know-
a Groucho Marx thing going on, isn't it?
Look at the arc on those brows, man.
This looks like this might be another picture. That's a
I'm not
weird-
sure you go that style glasses.
I was just gonna
with those
say,
brows.
dude. I was just gonna say, you can't. You need.
Those are thick and luscious. Look at them.
Yeah, they are. You know, if you've got the thick black mane on top that you're not losing, you've got the very, very thick brows. You can't go horn rim black on black on black. I'm
It's
not
too
saying
much. It's too much. I don't like the arc though over the flat top glass.
That image is a little
Yeah.
weird, but his brows are pretty.
Well, I think he's in surprised mode right now.
Yeah,
Like,
right
what?
there.
What? Au pair? Huh?
What? Who?
Video camera?
wait.
Changing?
What?
Yeah.
Is there video or just picture? What are we talking? I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, sir, save it for the judge. All right, this is just your mugshot.
That is, his wife has barely seen that face before. You know what I mean? It's just like,
What?
What?
I didn't. What?
your wife walks by and sees that on TV and just goes, "Oh fuck, oh boy, what did he do?" Whatever he's making that face for, that is right before you faint, right?
So, does he usually have a more relaxed brow? That's the question.
I don't
Can
think
we
so.
find a more
It looks
relaxed
like-
brow picture because
It
if
looks
not,
like his brows are all pretty. I mean, they're.
I am
hashtag fit GC. Look it up. What's the hashtag?
Yeah, I know. What's fit GC? Hey, he's proud of his fitness. I want to see one of those other pictures, E. One of the ones you had up before. I was going to make a determination that I had a problem with something.
This one was already up, but
No, it's one of the other ones.
trying to. Here's another one. I mean, here I can just here. These are. You want to?
God, dude, that's, you know, there's a lot of crimes you can do, and you can go, you know what, man, it was a rough go. I was down on my shit, you know, I had to feed my family, and I broke into that party store, and I stole some candy bars. I feel like a dick. I'll spend the rest of my life trying to make good for it, you know? But there's really, outside of just wanting to get hard and come, there's no, it's very hard to spin that story and go, you know what, Jay, I was down on my luck, man. I needed to see my au pair's titties, and
Dude, on the spectrum of deviance, this is honestly not that bad. Think about this. They're of age. They're chicks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's voyeuristic and fucking, creepy. But, dude, some of the shit we talk about, I mean, he just put a cum flute in his mouth, you know?
I know.
I mean, this is pretty,
what
it's
about
pretty tame.
What about the black dude that was going and jacking off people's tennis shoes on the porch? Worse?
Fuck yes.
You think so?
Yeah, it's worse.
Really?
Yes.
Dude, I think you'd rather get a little comfort than you would going, fuck, man. My daughter was caught on Dan's fucking camera in the bathroom. That's, dude,
Yeah, but
that's bad.
I think when you're judging just deviance, like, I don't know, coming in a shoe is, the need to unload in a shoe is far more deviant than
Yeah.
the desire to see a naked 18-year-old au pair. You know?
Yeah. Dude,
If you boil it down.
cameras have really done a disservice to this world. I mean, we've lost peeping toms. Those are gone now. Trench coat man, gone.
Look at my dick.
Look at my dick guy is gone. White van guy in the neighborhood is gone.
Rape van, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, those professions don't exist anymore since cameras. I mean, it's like, you can put a camera on the end of a pen, and it's like, you don't need binoculars and look into little Susie's window across the street.
What does GC stand for? Because on FitGC
Yeah.
on Twitter, I'm just seeing a bunch of dudes taking selfies of them.
yeah.
I saw the words gentleman
Look at
choice.
me in a sweaty T-shirt.
I saw gentleman choice in there.
Really? Fit gentleman choice?
I don't know. Those two words popped. I noticed they were GC. Put it out there. Fuck. You're not going to figure it out.
That's not why I was down there.
Being male is a matter of birth. Being a man is a matter of age. Being a gentleman is a matter of choice. Is it gentleman choice?
It's a lifestyle, not a diet or send a gimmick. Message me if you learn more about my tribe. That's from Brandon at Team Bam Fitness.
Oh, no. I'd rather be caught filming 18-year-old au pairs on camera than make the statement that guy just made on social media. Do you care to read it one more time?
Look at that guy. This is a lifestyle, not a diet or send gimmick. Message me to learn more about my tribe. Hashtag FitGC.
If I ever, I'm talking to somebody else.
If
I find anyone in this room discusses this team and calls us a tribe, pull your goddamn tongue about the roots.
Oh, it's a beach body thing. Okay. Hey, insurance, gentlemen. We all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasik from Wasik Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business. He offers all types of insurance coverage, including auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasik at 734-455-1900. Get a free, no obligation quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900.
Hey, let's take a quick break. And then, boy, it didn't take Kanye West long to stir up some shit, did it?
Continued stir, I'd say.
Do we like him now? Whose team is?
Who's
D or R? If I'm a D, do I like Kanye today?
No, D's hate him today, and D's are calling him absolutely crazy, and R's are trying to formulate some kind of reasonable interpretation of what he said.
Without looking super racist.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got to figure out where I'm at. Let's take a quick break, and we'll explain more on that coming up next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hello, TDC listeners.
Did you know that for less than the cost of a cup of coffee a day, you can provide clean water for people living in a village in some shithole on the other side of the planet? Something else you can do for about the cost of a cup of coffee a day is become an official Detroit Cast member. This small gesture will help ensure that the Detroit Cast lives on for many years to come. It's simple. Go to DetroitCast.com, click on the Members Area tab, and choose whichever level you can afford. Members get lots of exclusive things, like chances to win in-studio visits during live shows, video shorts, and of course, tons of additional show content, like this fine moment, only heard in the Members Area.
If you could only keep one parent, and this is a tough question, Sweet Pie, but I want you to be honest. You can only keep one. For whatever reason, we don't know why, one of them left or whatever, but you can only have one. Which parent do you keep?
I don't know.
Yeah. Probably mom, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it,
Little girl and her
mom's
mom.
got the gym and the working out, and she's there with all your projects and stuff. Plus, your dad embarrasses you all the time with the dance.
Yeah, if we didn't have our
Dancing and
house, then we would just live at the gym.
Yeah, there you go. See, perfect. Yep. I'd
Yes,
pick your
we
mom,
do.
too. I like just like my point of view, if I had to pick one of them to be my parent, I'd pick your mom. I mean, I like your dad fine. He's great, but gun to my head. How do you think this is going so far? Are you having fun, Sweet Pie, or is this hard?
No, she makes it really fun. Like, she doesn't make it stressful for us. Like, she makes it really fun.
Yeah, Dad makes things a little stressful.
That was kind of that answer came out of nowhere.
Yeah, she was not done answering that question. She was like,
even asked.
Look, Dad can be a stress ball sometimes, and I don't need that. I'm 9, for Christ's sakes.
That was not even the question.
And Mom is, whoa. I mean, stress relief all day long. We go and we burn some calories in the gym, and we are good.
So please, do your part to help out as we aim to eke out a modest living and provide life's essentials. Food on the table for our families, presents under the tree at Christmas, the occasional prostitute, and of course saving for our kids' college educations, and the hope to wake up one day and realize we're actually living out that simple life we've been dreaming about each night.
As a bitch, 100K I spent that on my wrist, $200 spent that on your bitch. Do me your model, put that on my list. Woke up early in morning, crib as big as a college. Diamonds cost me a fortune. Them horses all in them Porsches. You pussies can't handle afford it. 4,200 my mortgage. Falling on niggas like Corbett. Fuck all you haters, you bore me. Bang.
Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. A little bit left to go today. I hate even bringing up Kanye West because I feel like it's always like
It's just nonsensical, you know?
yeah.
Like you're trying to make sense out of, I mean,
or that we're
the dude's an artist, right? So he can say and do whatever he wants, and you just go, oh, what, you know what? He's just so artistic and creative.
Or we're falling for a ruse as a new album is dropped or a new
Right.
shoe line. You know what I mean? And I don't want to be like the rest of the country that's losing their shit because of some dumb thing Kanye West said.
We're not falling for that, Mike.
I'm not falling for no banana in my tailpipe, Jay. Not today. But it is hard to know, and people are losing their minds. Apparently, he said like something along the lines. He was doing an interview with TMZ, and he's like, "Yeah, you hear about slavery for 400 years. 400 years? Sounds like a choice." And people are like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Whoa.
whoa!
What?
How unwoke are you, sir?" What? Basically, you know, if you're doing something for 400 years and not doing something about it, then it's a choice. And so people have been quick to, you know, I love reading these white guys are like, excuse me while I step out front and show you exactly what I know about slavery. And they're going to go down and tell you exactly how rotten it was and how it was not a choice of theirs, including Piers Morgan. Good article and you know, probably good for people to read. You know, we tend to do a pretty lousy job in this country of acknowledging some of our historical shenanigans, if you will, you know? I know
Is that what slavery was, a shenanigan?
Yeah. I know in Germany, for instance,
that Holocaust thing.
Yeah, that was a biggie.
Tomfoolery,
Yeah.
shenanigans. Wool was pulled.
It was. But they don't hide from that. It's taught in class. There are markers all over the fucking towns.
Some real serious laws against saying anything or
Yeah,
depicting any sort of swastika or whatever.
Which is, you know, well, I'm not
Wasn't there a guy in Britain who taught his dog to do like a Heil Hitler sign, lift his paw?
I believe so, yeah.
Really?
And I think he got criminally prosecuted.
Isn't that just shake? I mean, isn't shake
No, I think
essentially?
he held it up above, you know? Kinda
Yeah. So if he
distinctively.
said
Hi! Hi, Hitler!
if he said shake and the dog did it, no problem. But he probably said
problem.
Heil Hitler.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They do not look kindly upon that history, but they don't run from it. So you know, probably not a bad thing to read some of these stories from people because there's a lot of things that I didn't know. You know that you hear about and it's easy to just kind of go, oh yeah, people were shipped over here and they had to work on
You
plantations.
saw
and-
Roots, didn't you?
I did, and
I watched
I
Roots.
hated it. Oh,
Kunta Kinte?
Kunta, yeah,
Toby.
Toby. Oh, it's just so bad. I hate white people. You know what I mean? I watched that movie.
Chicken George?
Yeah. What was the astronaut one where the chicks had the three black chicks were like the math? What was
Oh,
it?
I can't remember.
I love that
the recent
movie.
one where they
yeah.
work for NASA?
Yeah, they work for NASA, and they're just brilliant math minds. And
They were kept like in the basement, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
they're black women.
And like one of them gets up to get a cup of coffee, and all the white shirts, all the ward cleavers are in there. And they're all like,
Bag up.
So the next day she comes in, and there's a second coffee pot that says colored on it. And you're like, oh fuck,
Dude, I told you.
she's
when I-
on the team, man.
When I watched
She's getting your rocket to the fucking
crazy.
moon. What are you doing?
when I watched that thing on the West that you're talking about, like the 49ers, you know, and all of them, and even like building a transcontinental railroad. Yeah, we bring all these Chinese guys in because we didn't want to do it, and then once it was done, it's like, get the hell out of here. Like, I know you helped us.
All white people are fucking devils.
I know you were a massive help in making this huge thing happen, but you know what? Now you're done, so goodbye.
Yeah, but today you're reading stories about, you know, where you, what was the term? Sold me up the river. Sold me up the river. It's like, I don't know where that came from. And it was some slave in Mississippi who had been sold to another plantation that was just wicked bad.
Up the river?
Yeah, up the river at this plantation. It was like, I'll be goddamn if I'm going there. Fuck that. And ended up like killing himself, drowning himself, and then floated up the river. Sold me up the river. And it's like, ooh, boy, that's harsh.
Well, we all were slapped in the face by cotton picking a couple of weeks ago too, right? When the Oklahoma City Thunder announcer said that Russell Westbrook was playing out of his cotton picking mind, and we all had to be reminded that that's actually a term about slavery and slaves picking cotton.
Is that
he apologized, and it was
of course. That
dastardly,
dude. Out of his cotton picking mind, though, I wouldn't think twice about that. But I mean, obviously, if you think back, that's exactly
There's
what
so
that
many
is,
things,
but-
right? We went over these phrases a couple of years ago, like I've been gypped. It comes from the gypsies.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, I had a book. It was like a booklet of racist terms.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be shocked because we went through it one day, but it is unbelievable how many terms are just thrown out there all willy-nilly that it's like, oh, that's the origin of that. I think it's around here somewhere, actually. Yeah.
we talked about it literally 2 to 3 years ago, and there it is.
It's around here. I swear to God, it's around here somewhere because it was so impressive. It was like,
it is, man.
Holy shit. Yeah.
I've been gypped. And Romanians were not even on my mind when I said it.
Exactly. But anyway, I was reading some of Piers Morgan. He is fucking had it with Kanye and this moron. You know, Kanye has done dumb stuff like bragged about, I don't read a book, I live life. I experience life as it comes, and I proudly don't read a book. And so people are able to take those comments and go, yeah, maybe you should read a book.
Right.
You know? And so he's talking about, Piers Morgan's talking about former slave Thomas Brown. Once tried to escape from, it didn't go very well. He was severely punished by a board cut full of holes to raise the blisters. Then I was whipped with a strap to burst the blisters, which were then salted and peppered. They burned me very badly. I never tried to run away again. Lewis Kane, another slave who happened to, he tried to flee into the woods. Massa cotched him with a dog and took a hot iron and brands him. Then he put a bell on him in a wooden frame that slipped over the shoulders and under the arms. He made that nigga wear a bell for a year. It sure did make a good nigga out of him. Thought of a man named Harding who described an incident in which a woman assisted several men in a minor rebellion. The women hoisted up by her thumbs, whipped and slashed her with knives before the other slaves until she died. Clora, a slave in South Carolina, talked to a white boy about emancipation. Ooh. Her master tied her across a barrel and whipped her until she died. He then whipped the boy until he died. It goes on and on. And so
Kanye's comments were deemed uninformed?
Yeah. Now, it's easy to just go, he said that, that's what he meant. I suppose, and Kanye is coming out now to go, look, it's taken out of context. I'm fully aware
He had
of
a
the
series
history.
of tweets that followed this, right?
Yeah, something like that.
So he's talking to a TMZ guy, and this is when he says this statement about the 400 years of slavery. And and then he later yesterday evening, released a series of tweets explaining what he meant. Mm-hmm. You have those there?
Yeah, I do. You want to hear? Let's see. We don't have Van Latham. He's the guy in TMZ, one of the black, good dude by all accounts, and really well-spoken and reserved. Gave it to Kanye. You know, that's got to be hard to be in a room with Kanye West when Kanye says something like that, and to be calm and not like, you motherfucker, you know, like you'd be pissed. And really broke it down for him. I don't think we have that one, E. That's okay. A lot of people can see that going around, and people will recognize him if they watch him. Let's see. Yeah, Jay, I do have that. I wanted to read that for you, what you're talking about. I'm sorry, I don't have it right in front of me, though. Yeah. Anyway, will.i.am gave an interview on you know will.i.am, Black Eyed Peas, right?
Yes.
Was on Good Morning Britain, and that's the show that Piers Morgan does. He also is one of the editors for Daily Mail, and so he's got will.i.am in studio today to talk about myriad projects, and then it's just like all you have to do is go, so what did you think about Kanye's comment? You know, and it's like boom, there you go, and he was like, I really hope Kanye watches this to see, you know, what this does, you know, what this meant to people, and I guess it's pretty short here, but go ahead.
It raised a lot of people, a lot of African Americans, by saying slavery for 400 years was a choice. What did you feel when you heard about that?
That broke my heart, because I thought about my grandma, who was born in 1920, and her connection with her mom, who raised her, who was born in late 1800s, and my grandmother's grandma, who was a slave. And when you're a slave, you're owned. You don't choose if you're owned. When you're a slave, you're deprived of education. That's not choice. That's by force. So, you know, I understand the need to have free thought, but if your thoughts aren't researched, that is just going to hurt those that are still in conditions where it's not choice that when they go down the street there's a liquor store and fast food restaurants and your education is not being funded the same way it is in Calabasas, when governments are stifle and limit the amount of money that goes to Chicago, Watts, Bronx, Fifth Ward, Mississippi, East Los Angeles, where I'm from. Right? I know because I've contributed to the ghetto that I come from, where I teach our kids robotics, computer science. If the zoning,
he's put some thought into this,
added up to the point where our kids are getting a proper, investment for their education, I wouldn't have to raise money, use my own money for robotics programs and college preparation programs. So that statement was one of the most ignorant statements that anybody that came from the hood could ever say about their ancestors, that slavery is a choice. What are you talking about?
Well put, Mr. I Am.
Absolutely. I Am was very well spoken there. I like that.
Kanye gets on Twitter later and says, come on, I didn't mean. He says, to make myself clear, of course I know that slaves did not get shackled and put on a boat by free will. My point is for us to have stayed in that position, even though the numbers were on our side, means that we were mentally enslaved. Says they cut out our tongues so we couldn't communicate to each other. I will not allow my tongue to be cut. The Nat Turner movie, and he goes into, why that didn't do well. It's because it talked about slaves revolting, blah, 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 and blah, 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 Kanye. But and he says the reason why I brought up the 400 years point is because we can't be mentally imprisoned for another 400 years.
Yeah.
So the left loves this because he's an influencer, and he just spoke a truth about, about don't be imprisoned, going forward. Think about the future. Don't always think about the past. Think for yourself. And now he's stepped in it so hard that no, he's not influencing anybody at this point.
Yeah. Do you buy that? Do you think that's a response like, oh, shit, I didn't realize I lit that big of a fire. I need to somehow spin this? Or do you think he maybe believes? Because that I know how easy it is to take words out of context, especially in the press. And that's such a hot-button topic. You don't even want to go there. If a white guy said it, he's done. But
I suspect he was trying to play off the point that he's been making for the last couple days, like think for yourself, don't be prisoner to this stuff. But it's such an ignorant, to suggest that slaves could have done something more about their slavery at the time is so ignorant and strange.
Yeah, I was reading an article and they were talking about like you can't even understand. Like, try to imagine being in an African village somewhere, being rounded up, beaten, walked hundreds if not thousands of miles to a ship packed like sardines, taken to a foreign land and putting up on an auction block where people are speaking a language you don't know, and you're so beaten down, fed with throwaway scraps, not even human food, not wearing anything, and it's just like, imagine what that would do to the human condition, to break a soul, to break someone, the confusion, the fucking worthlessness, the hopelessness, like, to even think. It would take 100 years before you get the balls to go, dude, I'm making a run for it. I don't give a shit what happens.
Well, and even your fellow black guy isn't necessarily somebody that you even connect with because they're from a tribe across the freaking continent of Africa, I mean, just because he's black, he's there with you and enslaved, but he has as much in common with me as a white guy as a Yugoslavian,
Right.
And you're just in this foreign land thrown together. And Kanye, stop.
Stop.
Should have stopped while he was somewhat ahead, I guess.
It's probably no one gives a shit what two fucking white guys in Detroit think, for sure. But I'm kind of leaning along the lines you are, that this is probably Kanye trying in a very ineloquent way. Ineloquent? Is that the word?
Yes.
Inarticulate way.
Ironically.
to explain what he's been trying to say. Like, you're in charge of your own feelings. Don't vote this way just because you're supposed to. That's being imprisoned, enslaved. And
that's my gut too, is that he was trying to expound on that, and he kind of stepped in it with trying to get historical when he didn't have to.
I hope it's not about selling shoes or a new album. I doubt that. Oh my God, did you see the other story? And we'll get to email here in a second, Jay, but Trump's physician yesterday come on?
Yeah, he's claiming the Trump camp came in and raided his office, right? Grabbed all of
Yeah.
Trump's files. And remember, we got that crazy, self-endearing fucking medical statement from the doctor last year saying how great a shape. He's like, it was, you could read it in Trump's voice, you know?
I know.
It was so ridiculous. He's one of the fittest men of his age anywhere on the planet. If elected, Mr. Trump, I can state unequivocally, will be the healthiest individual ever elected to the presidency.
No doctor would ever say that.
Yeah, he wrote it.
Yeah. It turns out that Trump apparently dictated the entire letter to him. You say it that way. Now, the doctor is saying that was kind of tongue-in-cheek, that line. You know, they were kind of laughing about it, which I don't know, man. I don't know if Trump, like, I believe that from the doctor. I don't know if Trump believes that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I think Trump really, no, you got to be clear. One guy had wooden teeth. I'm the fittest to ever sit in the elected office of presidency.
He had wooden teeth, for Christ's sake. For Christ's sake, wooden teeth.
Oh, my God.
I wonder if more than one had to have wooden teeth, right?
Why would you go wooden, dude? Why would you go stone? Take a fucking stone. There's pebbles coming all myriad size. Like, I would think wood would, dude.
Wood is easy to whittle, though. You know, you whittle.
I realize
whittle
they weren't
somewhat
actually like wooden teeth. I'd have to look into it, but I do remember
Oh, they
hearing.
were wooden teeth.
But you're talking about Washington, right?
Have we been lied to all this time?
Don't even tell me.
Are you going to tell us that the apple didn't fall on his head now?
I have to look into
That he didn't.
I have to look into it actually.
Cross
but
the
there was,
Potomac?
Dude, he could not tell a lie. We all know this, E. And then he fucking had the key on the kite. Let's go.
Here,
Wooden
I
teeth.
have to read this whole thing, I guess. But
Wooden teeth myth.
God, he's got to do something about those gums too.
My
I'm more
Lord.
concerned about the gums than the wooden teeth.
I can read it right
monster
now,
teeth,
but I mean,
man.
Yeah.
But I mean, I know if you go down here, I think it just explains that, like,
The story that George Washington wore wooden dentures arguably remains the most widespread and enduring myth about Washington's personal life. I swear I've been to the Smithsonian scene.
I was going to say, aren't they? The Smithsonian. They're somewhere.
While Washington certainly suffered from dental problems, wore multiple sets of dentures composed of a variety of materials, including ivory, gold, and lead. To your point, Mike, there's other other stuff that could work. Wood was never used in Washington's dentures, nor was it commonly employed by dentists in his era.
Dude.
So your question's a good one, Mike. Why?
Wool has been pulled, dude. The origin of this myth remains unclear. The standard and most likely explanation given by dental scientists and historians is that the ivory employed in the dentures fabricated for Washington by John Greenwood, his dentist, became stained over time, giving them a grained wooden appearance that misled later observers. What? You're telling me that this is just some fucking staining?
Wow.
This is faux wood? And someone just nice dental scientist, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice dental scientist who was, I don't know, it looks like wood to me. Yeah, no, dude had wood teeth, sure. Doesn't make any sense. Anyway,
Where were we?
We were talking about Trump writing his own letter, fittest man ever in office. Dude,
The other guy had ivory teeth, for God's sakes.
They were stained, looked like wood. It was all bullshit. You can check them on the Smithsonian. Ask any dental scientist, they'll tell you.
They've looked carefully at it.
This guy's like, I feel raped, frightened, and sad. Because I guess when Trump won the presidency, they stormed this dude's office and they collected all the records.
Why is this coming out now, man?
I don't know, but they're saying, like, anytime someone is elected, it's just a protocol. You go collect every fucking bit of their medical stuff. So it wasn't a raid on this guy's office. And the other thing is, he gave an interview, was the problem. He talked to the Post or something, or the Times, like months ago, and said, yeah, he's on Propecia, and I give him Propecia and something for rosacea, which is a skin condition.
Yeah.
And so Trump was apparently so fucking pissed off about, everyone knows my hair is sweet. They don't need to know that I use Propecia to make it grow thick and luscious. And this guy's like, I couldn't believe anybody was making a big deal out of a drug to grow his hair that seemed to be so important. It certainly was not a breach of medical trust to tell somebody they take Propecia to grow their hair. What's the matter with that?
Honestly, I think that's probably a HIPAA violation.
I'm like, wait, which one of us is the doctor here? That sounds like a horrible breach of HIPAA laws. Dude, you don't get to decide what is an embarrassment drug for someone. Who cares? So his dick gets rock because I give him this drug. Who gives a shit?
It's a prescribed drug.
Dude, you're giving him Propecia because he's balding. Sensitive topic for some men. Most men.
Do you want to call us? Do you want to tell us something here, Mike?
No.
No.
Why?
Sensitive?
I would
I
be.
see it a little bit.
Do you see anything back there?
Receding, a little recession.
Yeah. God damn it. Do I have a recession going on?
Jesus still has that bald spot.
I know.
Tell you what.
It's coming in nice.
That you know what, man? That fucking head of hair is sweet, Isis.
Yeah.
Don't mess with that. Don't make the greasy plume. Just leave it as is, man.
Probably gonna cut it pretty soon.
It's
like
it
a
stopped,
lion's mane.
though.
It's a lion's mane.
It is. It's like it stopped like a month ago, though. It seems like it's been locked in this position.
No,
Yeah.
I think the thing is you say that, but I think if you really look at it, I think that it's in an area where the growth would not be as noticeable. Probably, I don't
it's
believe that
thick.
it's
lush. It's beautiful.
I don't. I
Lion,
want to get
I
it
think
trimmed
lion.
eventually because sideburns and shit, and the
that's
back
not why
is
you want
bugging the
No,
fuck
don't
out of me.
touch it. I love the single length. It's
I know, but the back's fucking
starting to
bugging
curl
me.
up in the back, kind of cool.
Yeah.
You look sweet, man.
Here's the thing that's going on here, Jay, that you're not aware of. He wants to get it trimmed, and if you notice, his goatee is trimmed up today.
Oh yeah.
Did you notice that? Not like a retard did it either. Like a professional did that. He's been
Isis, have you been grooming?
He's been texting.
That has nothing to do with it.
He's been conversing.
Yeah,
And I said,
for like.
"E?"
But,
I saw a picture of her. Plenty hot for E.
Really?
Yes.
Where'd you meet
This
this
is
girl?
the girl
Isis?
from Petoskey,
She's
though.
got
We already
nice
know
titties.
about her.
What's her number?
She's got a kid. We're
What's her
calling her
number?
on Sunday.
I'm good. Okay.
Yeah. And I don't want to break this. I want to just see if there's an in. I don't want E wasting his time. That's the thing. I don't want to. I
E's
think
time
we
is
build
very
E up.
valuable.
I think we build E up, and we just see if there's an open door. She's got a kid.
I will let you know, for one, the shaving thing is
Yeah, I'm a stepdad.
is only because of the fact that I just, once it bugs me, then I trim it.
Do you use your pube trimmer?
Yeah, I do. I'm not buying 2 trimmers.
Yeah, I don't blame you. What do you do first, pubes or face?
What actually usually happens is once I realize I need to do the one, I will then whether I think my face is ready or not, because I only do the bottom part not as much. So when
your pubes don't grow as fast as your facial hair?
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Do you do around your butthole?
It's a pain It's a pain in the ass. I don't like doing it, even though So anyway.
Yeah. How far down do you go? Do you go?
No,
taint area? Do you go? But do you bore out the butthole?
No. I just do it. I don't. It doesn't matter. But when I get to the point where I think I need to trim the bottom part, then whether I want to trim my face or not, I'll trim the face anyway. So then I can do the face, and then that, and then in my mind, after 3 weeks, it's fine.
Sure.
That's creative.
Anyway, so we'll get an update on Sunday, Jay. We'll give her a
Yeah.
call and see what's going on.
What's her
there.
name, Isis? Just so I have
I'm
some
not
context.
saying
Just
their name.
first name. E.
Can you just show Jay a picture at least? Because that one, it looked like decent titties. It's very, very important.
Later.
Okay. Fine. Do we have any email, Jay?
We do have some email.
What do we got?
Before we get to that, out with the old and in with the new, it's time for Zott Ford's pre-owned spring cleaning event. That means for an extremely limited time, you can head to ZottFord.com, browse their pre-owned inventory, select the car, truck, or SUV of your dreams, and then deduct $1,000 off the already low internet price. And that is the price you pay as a TDC listener. No catch, no hooks, no gimmicks, and most importantly, no time to waste. Hurry, this $1,000 pre-owned offer won't last long. Well, here's some email. First off, how do you feel about this? Guy is asking about a right to use sound clips. Bruce writes in, hey guys, fellow podcaster here who's a daily listener to the Detroit Cast. I'm from California, the garlic capital actually, Gilroy, California.
Gilroy, sure.
Be starting up a new podcast using sound clips and highlights from my favorite podcasts to generate discussion among my panel of guests. I'm figuring it's a win-win, but I would like permission to use your sound bites. Do you have any reservations?
So what are we doing here? Are we doing like Entertainment Tonight? Is he doing Entertainment Tonight with Today on the Detroit Cast? You wouldn't believe what Jay said.
I don't know. I'm figuring it's a win-win. He says, I'm going to use highlights from my favorite podcast to generate discussion among my panel guests. So he's going to play like, back up.
Bag up.
And then they're going to discuss like where that came from. I mean, what?
Bag up, Terry.
Well-
Put it in reverse, Terry.
I think that would be Terry's podcast. I think when he says they're going to pull highlights of ours, I think it would be something you said, perhaps something I said. Now here's the problem, Jay.
Oh, I get it. Rights to use. Okay, I was reading this as drops.
So
Yeah.
what they're going to do is they're going to go,
Gotcha.
you wouldn't believe this dude ate cum on the show today. They're going to play
Right,
3
okay.
minutes of it and go, would you do that? Kick it around the horn.
Got it. Yeah, do that, Bruce.
I like that idea. Here's the problem, though. He's in charge of picking the highlights. what if his decision making
Oh,
sucks
man.
balls?
Putting a lot on Bruce, aren't we?
Yeah. I don't know what Bruce's sense of humor is.
Well,
Bruce might think he is fucking hilarious.
We haven't said anything stupid or unworthy of
I said
comment over the
colored
last...
yesterday, dude. I called black people colored yesterday on the show by accident.
Oh,
Remember that?
by accident?
Yeah, it
You
was
really
just
did that.
I was colored, and you went whoa, 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 whoa.
I thought you did that on purpose
I
just
don't
to
even
be
like
kind of
being in
like
this room
edgy
right
or
now.
something.
I don't even like being in this room right now. Got cold in here.
I thought you were supposed to be like edgy or something.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that's
I don't,
right.
I don't care what people think.
Yeah, I don't give a shit, man. Fucking change it at the NAACP then. Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
Yeah, Bruce, that's interesting. I read that as like he was going to do like he wanted to use our drops. I'm like, dude, you can get our drops anywhere, but
no,
yeah.
No. He's probably listens to a bunch of podcasts, and
Likes
that's
ours
kind of
best.
That's kind of a cool idea. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
pull a
different.
couple highlights from each and go, this is what was going on this show. It all. Let's say this, Bruce, you're good to go. We like you. Thank you for listening. It probably stinks where you live, being all garlicky and stuff.
Good point.
Yeah, but maybe send us a sample. I'd like to see how good at picking highlights he is.
Send
As
us
long
a
as I
list
don't,
of highlights.
dude. As long as I don't sound stupid, I don't care. It's cool.
There's no way over 4 years you sounded stupid
I don't
at
want to
any
sound
moment.
stupid.
Jim writes in, Jay, the Earth Roamer is available in a Ford chassis that can be serviced at any Ford dealer to keep you rolling on your adventures anywhere. And this goes to my RV statement.
Oh, our RV trips,
Look at
yeah.
this son of a bitch, man. I mean, these are badass.
Hell yeah.
These are basically like
Dude.
Ford 350s, then some, with camper backs.
Did you see the one that got in a high-speed chase?
No.
Like yesterday, I thought of you. Dude.
Oh,
There's
really?
some dude in a big fucking RV
Big
like
rectangle?
that. Big, just like, looks like trailer park siding.
Getting
you know?
7 miles to gallon.
On a 100-mile chase.
Sweet.
Dude, he went
I
for
don't
it.
know. Can't see what you're looking at. Is this kind
Yeah,
of
basically.
Oh,
Yep. That's
hell
basically
yeah.
what I had pulled up.
Dude, that's sweet.
I think what Jim and you guys are misinterpreting though is my need for an RV. You see, these look
Yeah,
very
you're-
expensive.
No.
Yeah.
I'm projecting insufficient funds for retirement,
Nah,
and this is
nah,
my
nah.
Well, no, the reason I
solution
think
to
you
that.
don't want this though is this is
Most people look at their retirement and they go, I'd love to sit on a beach somewhere and we'll have a nice
Yeah.
little cottage and this and that. No. I'm roaming the planet because
Well-
I'm not going to have money to do that.
Yeah, but you've got to give me an idea. Like, I need to know what we're dealing with. You think you're going to retire with 15 grand, or like 100 grand, or $1 million? Like, if I have some sort of ballpark, then I can start pricing out our future. You know, I can get us where we need to be, but I need to know if we're getting the $3,500 pup tent, or if we're really making some changes here.
Our future.
Yeah.
Old Balls writes in. Old Balls, you'll recall, has a dead sister.
Still?
Yes, dead sister comes up here. Gentle Jew, gentle childlike man, and drug-addled gentle giant.
Shit.
I was wondering if Mike saw my sister while in his drugged-out state.
Nope.
I don't know if you know this, but she's still deceased. Mike may have been in the perfect zone between the here and now and the hereafter. It's not every day that someone comes close to dropping dead and has a glimpse into the other side. Did she say anything to you? Did she tell you to pass along any messages to me? Did she give you the $20 that she owes me, ass old balls? If you did see her, but didn't manage to get a message from her, could you please take another dose and try again? Take one for the team, Mike.
Yeah, no, I didn't see any lights. No one was waving me towards a light.
Beckoning you?
Yeah, no beckoning at all. None. I didn't hear any beautiful music. I saw bats, cats, poops.
Saw
Beth.
bats on Beth's nipples.
Yeah. But no, she was just crazy. She wasn't nursing it at the time. I don't know if she did before or after I got there, but whatever.
You said Beth was nursing baby bats.
Well, they were nursing in the sense of
her
like
nipples have to be
caressing.
sore.
Yeah, probably.
She's gonna go search for a friend with sore
just-
nipples like that. Have you ever seen a bat's
Vampiric,
teeth?
dude. Vampiric.
Very vampiric.
No, there was one point I remember telling my mom to keep it down because Tim and Perry and Darren were downstairs recording a show. I remember doing that at one point. And then I had to look at her and go, yeah, no one's here.
You were out of your gourd, dude.
Yeah. No, someone said something like way worse than some LSD trip, what you were going through. You were going through delirium from blah, 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 the pneumonia. And that's why it lasted as long. I don't know. Who knows?
Old Ball says, P.S. I wonder if this were to happen to Jay, if he would have had visions of Moses leading his people out of
Hell
Egypt,
yeah.
or if Biggie would have seen Nana and just ignored her like when she was still with us.
Oh,
Old
I could
Nana
see-
sitting on the dining room couch.
I could see you with a staff just wandering.
Me?
Yeah, hell yeah.
With Moses.
Hell yeah.
We'll save the rest for tomorrow, Mike.
Very good. We didn't even get to this one. We lost a 90-year-old guy on the other side of the state. You see that?
Yeah.
Not his fault, though. I'm not going to say it. It's not his fault.
Tree fell on his car.
Yeah.
Think of all the shit my man has dodged through 90 years,
Yeah.
and then a tree got him.
Yeah.
Look up, locate, step to the side.
Yep. But he's in the car. Here's the thing, though. It pinballed, dude. Tree fell, hit another tree, which then fell on top of the car.
It's hard to anticipate.
It's your time.
We can't blame him.
Yeah. What was his name? We'll give him a little shout.
Howard Thumpster
Hell yeah.
of Lowell
Oh,
was pronounced dead at the scene.
Godspeed, Howard. He's
He's survived by his 83-year-old wife, Judith.
Of course.
Judith and Howard.
Yeah. Oh, man. Probably go to the same breakfast spot every Sunday.
He was driving a pretty badass ride at the time, though.
She.
Oh, she was driving. Wow,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, what is that, a Jeep Cherokee?
Hell yeah.
It's a late model Jeep Cherokee.
Hell yeah. Anyway.
Godspeed, Howard.
Godspeed, Howard. All right. Thanks, everybody, for hanging with us. We, as always, appreciate that. Is tomorrow History Day, E?
Oh, yeah.
Are we going to learn anything?
Sure.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to that. And have a great rest of the day, everybody. Hopefully you'll join us tomorrow. We'll see you then if you do.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.